Welcome back to CruiseAway, your #1 destination for exciting cruise and city break holidays around the world. Brought to you by the #1 cruise agent here in Oz. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, good to have your company. It's Derek and Joe here, ready to set sail on exciting new adventures for 2027 with charming, homely, musical, flavourful Holland America Line, giving you a first look at trips you can book today.
Yes, like the Canary Islands, Morocco and Madeira with a stay in London. And we've got a Med Splendor cruise, which takes in Italy, Sicily, Turkey, France and more, as well as packing in 2 city breaks. We'll begin, though, in springtime 2027 over in England, France, charming Belgium and the Netherlands. Will fly you first from Sydney in a very different direction to Fort Lauderdale in the States. And we're going to have a 2-night hotel stay there. Well, you know, just to lap up the beaches and just enjoy the beauty.
Oh, lovely time to be visiting South Florida as well in March. Well, it has gorgeous weather most of the year round, kind of like our tropics, really. And Fort Lauderdale is utterly charming. You've got little kind of streets like Las Olas, which will make you feel like you're in a little village, but at the same time, you could be getting out there on the ocean and seeing where all the celebrities live, in fact. Then it's time to cruise on board the Rotterdam, and you can be on board for 15 nights. Now, she's Pinnacle class. She was launched in 2021. She's one of the larger Holland America Line ships. However, that's still reasonably small compared to most other vessels, with less than 2,700 passengers in general. So the focus on Holland America Line is on more space to enjoy, more space to relax, more space to indulge. And it's about the hushed pace, not the rushed pace of life, you know, just being able to take your time to enjoy the finer things and really just revel in the essence of voyaging when you're on Holland America Line. You know, they do hail from, traditional naval origins. And in fact, you'll see all of the naval officers on board wear traditional blues, and most of the ships it's whites. So I love that element of tradition. And also the way that the ships are designed, thoughtfully designed to give you that almost that large yacht feel rather than feeling like you're on a big bustling ship. I love the intimate spaces they have. They always feel so comfortable, whether you're sitting there having a drink, a nice cocktail in one of the lounges, which you'll be surrounded by plush velvet cushions, or if you are having an intimate meal in Pinnacle, which is the Divine Steakhouse, you'll definitely feel so well catered to and taken care of, because this was a home from home for me for many years working on board this brand. And well, maybe a bit biased, but it's definitely my favourite cruise line, just because the quality, Derek. I keep going back to this time and time again. You know, from the food to the wine to the thoughtful details of your stateroom steward, your restaurant server, the things they remember. You know, the way that they actually curate their entertainment program with a focus on, you know, culture and enrichment. I love that because you're really exploring. You're not just cruising, you are voyaging and exploring when you're on Holland America Line.
It's certainly very, very loved, and people go back again and again and again, and I think that's always the mark of a good cruise, isn't it? It mixes the classic with the modern as well. It's stayed up to date, but in a charming surround as well, and people find that there's a really lovely balance of things to do and relaxing spaces to be. Those bedrooms, for instance, just felt like bedrooms at home, doesn't it? Everything you want where you want it to be. So out of Fort Lauderdale we go, and we're out across the pond. Yeah,
we're off to King's Wharf, Bermuda, first of all, where you can visit the Royal Naval Dockyard, which is fascinating. They also have the caves, the crystal caves with the stalagmites and stalactites, and the pink beaches of Bermuda. Then we are across the pond to the UK, Falmouth, in beautiful, down in beautiful Cornwall. Utterly charming, from its castles through to its quaint little fishing villages in the region. You will be enchanted. You've got to have an afternoon tea there. And then we're in Portsmouth, you have one there as well. You can go to the Mary Rose, that's fascinating actually. D-Day story, you know, it's chock-a-block with museums, this region. Southsea's lovely too. They have a great miniature village there to go and visit. Then we're into Le Havre in France. Now, this is actually a gateway to Paris, but you're not far from sort of D-Day landing sites as well, Normandy. So you can take your pick, but Paris, of course, is going to be top of everyone's list for all of the hot spots, such as the Eiffel Tower. Then we are into Zeebrugge, which is the gateway, Zeebrugge, the gateway to Bruges, which is a beautiful Belgian city in the capital. Chocolate, chips and beer is what it's known for. Pick up some lovely truffles
They're
in
all
the
great.
origin. Oh, they're amazing. Then we're going to be disembarking in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Now, we've got 2 nights in a hotel in Rotterdam, which is wonderful and offers you a mix of modern architecture, maritime history and vibrant culture. I loved this city. What you're seeing right there as well, the cube houses are amazing angled houses and a great example of the architecture in the region. There's some great shopping. Then we have included a train transfer, which is a hop, skip and a jump to Amsterdam.
Wow.
You've got 2 nights in this incredible city, known for some of the top museums in the world, quite honestly.
That'll be a really scenic train journey as well, actually.
Yes, it
'Cause
will.
Holland's as flat as a pancake.
And you're there in tulip season, you should be, right?
Yeah, they should be
Starting to come out.
Yeah, coming into bloom, yeah.
Yes, you got to get a bike while you're in Amsterdam to do it like the locals do.
Yeah.
Pick up a nice wheel of cheese, and then you have to eat it before you go home, but that's fine. And then we're going to be flying you back to Oz, full of cheese and lots of stories to tell, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what you will be doing as well when you get back is you'll be ordering tulip bulbs by the bucket loads when you get back. It's amazing. This is really, I mean, look at the variety that you have across this trip. It is stunning. I have to say, at the moment, we have 3 dedicated shows to Holland America trips for 2027, and the variety in the itineraries is just magic. It's like taking a fresh look at cruising all over again, where you can get so many places in the same trip. If you think about it here on this one, you're going to the US, the UK, France, Belgium and Holland, and your price includes, first of all, your flight from Sydney over to Fort Lauderdale, 2 nights in a hotel there, your 50 nights of cruising Holland America's Rotterdam to Bermuda, across the pond to Falmouth in the southwest of the UK and Portsmouth, and then over to Le Havre in France, the port for Bruges in Belgium, and ending in the ship's namesake, Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Now that's where you'll leave Rotterdam, in Rotterdam, stay there for 2 nights in Rotterdam, and then we have a train transfer from Rotterdam to Amsterdam for a 2-night hotel stay there before your flight back to Oz from wonderful Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. And all of that for a price tag which I think will suitably impress. Because when I was going through the list there of all the things that are included, you were probably thinking, okay, well, you know, nice trip, but if it's going to be tens of thousands of dollars each, then forget it, we're out. But hello, that is amazing. And remember, we've taken care of all of the arrangements for you. All you need to do is to call us and to book this today. You'll have the most incredible time with Holland America Line, with their lovely homely feel and service, all the amazing dining, entertainment, enrichment. Enrichment is what they really focus on Holland America Line, and you will feel such a warm welcome on board. Here is everything that's included for your incredible price, don't you think? I mean, I have to say, that is giving a lot of getaways a run for their money at that kind of price. You would never imagine being able to do such massive variety for that price tag. And listen, if you want to play around with the stays a little bit, we could extend the Florida stay in Fort Lauderdale for you. Maybe you want a couple of nights in Miami or Orlando before you do that, before you cruise. Maybe you want a little bit longer in Rotterdam at the end of the cruise, maybe a little bit longer in Amsterdam. All of those things possible. Talk to the team. We can always make it happen and tailor it the way you want it to be. 1300 411 968 is that telephone number, and it's toll free to call us as well. That's not going to cost you a single cent. And when it comes to making one of these, you know, I mean, that's a big adventure. I mean, with that, we've got to book flights, we've got to book the cruise, we've got to book hotels and the trains and everything else. And that's a big deal. You don't want that on your shoulders. We'll take care of every single part of it, like we always do.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today, and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
And honestly, no one works harder on your behalf than our team. If you think about where we're looking ahead to right now, we could be talking about holidays as late as August, September in 2027. So you know that our team really have to be on their A game 7 days a week, literally day and night.
Yeah, it's brilliant to be able to book in advance for those times and lock your price in today. I mean, how great is that? So you could have your next 2, 3, 5 cruises already in the bag. Who knows?
Why not?
You deserve it. Well, Holland America Line as a fleet have a very loyal set of passengers with people going back again and again to enjoy its warmth, its charm, and really the classic cruising experience. Now, let's look forward to April in 2027, just as we mentioned. Now, for some Med Splendors exploring Italy, Sicily, Greece, and Turkey over 19 nights. Flying first from Sydney over to Barcelona in Spain. A captivating city with a lively beating heart. You'll enjoy a 3-night hotel stay here.
Perfect.
In which is Spanish springtime. Beautiful. Now, Barcelona, the city I was lucky enough to live in for a little amount of time, has got so much charm. And it's not just about the traditional Spanish things, which you will no doubt love, like such as the tapas bars and the flamenco dancing, which you can go and see. But it's also a very cultural city. It's also very modern. There's great shopping, wonderful dining. Then we're going to be cruising on board the Amsterdam out of the Barcelona harbour, which is just literally right in front of you in the town centre. And we're going to be cruising for a fantastic voyage of 11 nights. This is Vista Class. Vista Class is the slightly larger Holland America Line vessel, but still relatively small in the great scheme of cruising. And it's wonderful because you've got all the amenities that Holland America Line can pack onto a ship, and that is still not too much pressure to do things. That's what I love about Holland America Line as well. You know, there isn't the big gaming arcades and things, but it is about a focus on enrichment and culture and lots of activities that are sure to make you smile throughout the day. Whether it's just picking up your daily quiz or Sudoku from reception, your daily newspaper, they have them all down there, or joining in on an afternoon trivia session, or maybe a lecture in the theatre talking about the ancient ruins that you're going to be visiting, because they will fly on world-renowned lecturers in certain subjects, people that are, you know, hugely famous sometimes. And you get to enjoy listening to them speak. I mean, where else in the world would you have all of that in a little kind of microcosm?
Yeah, and then quite often you get to chat to those people when they're just sort of wandering around the ship as well. And It's a really nice, intimate affair. Actually, passenger-wise, in terms of numbers, if you think about where we are in 2025 right now, and, you know, you could be talking 7,000 plus people on board ships. So this is a relatively small number for the cruising industry today, just over 2,000 passengers, which is wonderful. So that's intimate enough to feel like you're not forever in a crowd or waiting for anything. But again, it's sociable and lively enough to have more options of things to do, more places to be. And you know they've got these wonderful music venues everywhere. So let's take our 11-night cruise then out of Barcelona.
Yes, we're into Nice first, which is the heart of the French Riviera. Nice itself is a charming city, but from Nice is just a hop, skip and a jump to head on over to Menton, Monte Carlo, Monaco and even San Remo. Then we're into Livorno in Italy, talking of Italy, where you can visit very easily Cinque Terre, which is the 5 neighbouring villages over a mountain, and a lovely hike actually you can do in between those villages, or get out on a sea kayak. Civitavecchia is next, which is gateway to Rome. Since the 1300s, this has been the port for Rome. And if you choose not to go into Rome, by the way, Civitavecchia itself is a lovely city, and it's a little bit lower paced and relaxed, and you can still get to explore it. Naples is next, and very wisely on behalf of the ship, you've got an overnight here, which gives you an optimum opportunity to pack in as much as you can in this region, which includes Capri, the amazing island, Pompeii, Herculaneum and Vesuvius. Now speak to the explorations team on board to book your excursion. Messina, Sicily is up next for Mount Etna and Messina Cathedral, and gorgeous neighbouring Taormina, which is an utterly enchanting Italian town.
So sweet.
You'll stroll the piazzas and be in love for sure. Crete's next. Oh my gosh! Talk about ancient civilization overload, but in the very best way. Crete offers some of the most incredible architecture on earth. A lot of it's UNESCO protected, such as the Palace of Knossos. You definitely want to get out there. Then we're into Rhodes again, another place of famous listed architecture and archaeology, including the Acropolis of Lindos and the Palace of the Grand Masters of Rhodes. I mean, wow. You'll be enthralled by this. Impossible not to be. And Kusadasi. Well, we're there, of course, gateway to Ephesus. I mean, it's amazing to look at how well preserved this architecture is. It's 3,000 years old or more.
It's a beautiful port.
Yes, it's a beautiful port. Lovely beaches too. We're cruising into the port for Athens. We'll disembark and we'll have 3 nights in a hotel where, again, you can get your fill of ancient but also modern as well. And of course, you've got to go up to the Acropolis and take that selfie because it's some of the best views on earth from, the top of that mountain. But Athens is a bustling financial capital city and a world capital city, so they have also got some wonderful shopping. I love the back streets of the old town. Do a nice trolley tour, which will give you an overview of everything in Athens, or one of those hop on, hop off buses are always good. After you've finished your little mini break there in Athens, you'll go back to the airport and we'll fly you back to Australia.
Tell you what, you're going to come back with lots of guidebooks, aren't you?
Yes.
A lot of history books, a lot of reminders of your fabulous times in iconic cities. You know, as Joe says, you're enjoying the best of yesterday and today. And when I say yesterday, I'm talking, thousands of years back. It's incredible. And this feels like a whole new itinerary too as well. It's wonderful, again, as we said in the first one, to have such a variety of ports in one trip. So, this includes your flight from Sydney to Barcelona first, a 3-night hotel stay there, then 11 nights full board cruising with Holland America Line on the Oosterdam with wonderful dining. Oh my word, the dining. Included room service as well with Holland America for everyone on every cruise, which is great. Great enrichment, as Joe was saying. You will learn about the places that you are going to. Fabulous variety of entertainment, live shows, live music, games, trivia, and such a warm welcome as you cruise to France. Italy with the overnight in Naples, which is amazing. Sicily too, Crete, Rhodes, Kusadasi in Turkey, and you end in the port for Athens. We've included a 3-night hotel stay there for you before you then fly home to Oz. And again, price-wise, we are not asking you for an arm and a leg here. Look at this. That is superb. Again, variety, variety, variety. That is what this is all about. How on earth we manage all of this variety for this incredible price, I do not know. But remember, we're advanced planning for April in 2027, and now is the perfect time to make those plans with a deposit. Talk to our team today. Here's everything that's covered for you on this, plus your chances to upgrade on board if you want to. Just incredible. All of the history that you are drinking in. And listen, even if you feel like you're not a culture vulture, you're not really into the history, sometimes it's just about seeing the sights, taking a picture, so that you're in the picture with the thing, and then moving on to the next thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, the holiday and the places can be whatever you want. You can get whatever you want to out of every single place that you can go to. Most of these places have wonderful old towns. They also have modern shopping centres as well. So you can just have the greatest time exploring. I think sometimes just having achieved visiting those places is almost enough. Don't put too much pressure on your shoulders that you have to see everything. Because remember, we've all got a good long life ahead of us. We can go back again some other time in the future as well. But this is wonderful. So call us now, 1300 411 968. And listen, Holland America Line's exciting plans for 2027 have just been announced. Their ship Volendam is actually taking a 120-night grand voyage around the globe, and the Zaandam is taking a 70-night expedition voyage in South America and Antarctica as well. So our team have all of the details. We're heading back to Europe now in April 2027 to the Canary Islands, Morocco, Madeira, and the charms of the UK, flying first over to London from Sydney for a 3-night city hotel stay. And it's a good time to enjoy the early blooms here in the Royal Parks, Kew Gardens, and the palaces in the capital as well, you lucky, lucky people.
Oh yes, and yeah, the UK will just be coming into spring with that lush greenery and the crocuses out, and it will be amazing. Yeah, it will. Even on a cloudy day, there's some wonderful museums to visit. There's some incredible, famous buildings. You've got Buckingham Palace, for example. Then we're down to the port over Dover, and we're going to be cruising on the new Staten Dam, which is exciting.
Away
for 14
from the
nights.
White Cliffs.
Away from, that's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to sing the song.
There'll be bluebirds over.
Yes. Yep. Featuring in karaoke when you're on board next time, hopefully. Yeah, you're going to do it. And yeah, it is an iconic sail out. We don't see many going out of Dover, actually.
No, not at all, actually.
It's wonderful. There's actually, lots to enjoy about that sail out.
Well, it's the closest port as well. It's the closest point of the UK to the continent, of course.
Yes.
So it's the shortest distance to get to the ports over in Europe, which is lovely. Again, have a great time day and night. See, the great thing about cruising, we keep saying the great thing about cruising. The great thing about cruising is everything. But if you're not a morning person, it's not a problem. So if you're more of a night owl, which I have to say I absolutely am, then not a problem whatsoever. There is always food on offer. Room service with Holland America Line is included all the way through for everyone. It certainly is. Which is wonderful. So take advantage of that. It is your holiday to enjoy, indulge, relax, be as active as you like, be as inactive as you like.
And the wonderful thing about Holland America Line as well is they're famous for their love of music. So a lot of music charters often board Holland America Line vessels. You always do blues charters, and all kinds of famous musicians have chartered out the ship. So they have dedicated venues on board, to enjoy your music. Such as Rolling Stone, Rock Room, classic rock, and there's also to enjoy many other things in the main theatre. And they have they'll have the Adagio music playing around the ship. You might find, just a guitarist or a pianist. There's always something.
Is there karaoke though, Jo?
Absolutely,
can
karaoke.
I do my Vera Lynn?
Yes, you can do karaoke every night if you want. Of course you can.
I want to do it on the top deck as we sail out of Dover.
I mean, you're on a cruise after all. Now, one thing that is really special, if you want to upgrade to this experience, I have to say it is amazing. It is a suite. When you get a suite, you have the Neptune Lounge, which is your very own venue, and you have a concierge there who can answer your questions, for most of the day. They're there pretty much all the day to help you book things as well. And indeed, you will really just be living the life of Riley with that. We're into Rotterdam first, in the fabulous Netherlands, which is an amazing city, full of culture, full of amazing shopping, and not too far from places like Gouda for the cheese, or Gouda, as they say in Dutch. Then we are on into Casablanca in Morocco, beautiful French colonial legacy in architecture there that you'll get to enjoy, the Hassan II Mosque and the Central Market. It's all about the bazaars in Morocco. You've got to get out there and buy some traditional wares. Another great port to enjoy, Agadir, which is on the foot of the Atlas Mountains on the Atlantic shore. You've got to go, the Casbah's the famous district there to visit, and the Souk El Had. Do a tour so they can take you around a little bit of everything. Lanzarote's up next in the fabulous Canary Islands, which are geothermal. As you see right there, there's a geyser. There's kind of thermal springs to visit as well. And you can actually head on out on the dunes and do a dune buggy safari, which is lots of fun. Talking of the Canaries, we have another one to visit, Tenerife, probably the most famous one. If you get on out to Mount Teide National Park, kind of looks like a lunar landscape. They filmed a lot of movies up there. They do an excursion to take you up there, but there's also some lovely black sand beaches to relax on. Then it's Funchal and Madeira. Now, this is an intriguing port, and it's utterly picturesque as well. The Old Town's narrow streets are absolutely beautiful. You'll want to pick up some Madeira wine, which is kind of like a sherry, delicious to bring back home. That one. Talking of Madeira wine, we're into Lisbon next, the Portuguese capital. You can head on out on the wooden trams to see it the way the locals do, and maybe up to Geronimo's Monastery. Some local delights here include pastel de nata, which is their Portuguese custard tart. Again, something great to bring back home. A couple of days back into to Dover, shall I say that again? To Dover, where you'll disembark, and we'll fly you back to Australia after this adventure.
We will. We'll even transfer you back to Heathrow Airport, which is where you'll be flying back from. Another speciality in Lisbon, by the way, Amaguinho, which is a wonderful, I think it's almond liqueur. It goes very, very nice with the pasta del nata as well, but it is a holiday drink. You know, sometimes you go on holiday somewhere and you think you taste something and you think really, really lovely, and you end up buying a bottle of it. And by the time you get home, you're like, what did I see in that? What did I see in that?
Just going to say plum wine.
Yeah, plum wine, yeah. There's a story that goes with that. But no time for now, unfortunately, to save my blushes. So this trip is genius. Again, for variety and for pace. It includes 2 weeks of relaxing cruising with Holland America Line. And the price tag, again, exceptional. I'll show you straight away because, honestly, again, because we are advanced planning for 2027, it's just brilliant. When you think of everything that this price covers, it's just craziness, really. So that's your flight from Sydney to London, 3 nights there in a hotel, and then your 2 weeks of cruising from iconic Dover on the new Staten Dam, which is just a beautiful ship from Holland America Line, cruising to the Netherlands, Morocco, the Canary Islands, Madeira and Portugal. We've even included the transfer from the end of cruise back in the White Cliffs of Dover in the UK, back to the airport in London for your return flight. And here is everything you need to know. Honestly, all you need to do from here is say, right, okay, CruiseAway, I want it. I want it and I need it and I have to have it. And we will say absolutely no problem whatsoever. A deposit today will secure it for you as well. 1300 411 968 is our toll-free number. Call us if you've got any questions. Again, as I've said before, whenever we've got to stay somewhere, if you want to adjust the number of nights to something longer, then just talk to the team and we'll make it happen. We'll look at the flights, we'll cost it up for you as well. We'll do all of that. I think that's really the main thing, isn't it? Is that we do all of that for you so you don't have to. Because the greatest part of a holiday like this is going on it. The not so great part of a holiday like this is having to make all of the arrangements, doing it all yourself, keeping track of the emails and passwords and stuff like that you just don't need to be doing. You just need to pick up the phone and call us and we will tell you where to be and when. And that's all you need, really, isn't it? That's the sign for me of a really, really good holiday, is that I don't have to get involved in the arrangements. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm happy with that.
Especially when you're thinking of visiting Europe, because there's so many countries in such a small amount of space in Europe. Like, you kind of, do I go there? How long do I spend there?
Yeah.
We take all of the fuss out of that, because on a cruise, it's decided for you. And you get these ideal little tidbits, these little tasters of these countries. And then you might know, oh, I'm going to come back to that one in the future. I'm going to come back to that one. And even if you don't, guess what? You've gone to so many countries on one trip that you've done it. You've ticked them off of your bucket list. There's very few other holidays where you can do that. And on a cruise, particularly in the destinations we've mentioned in this show, I think for many Australians, this will be top of their list.
Yeah. And we have a couple of shows rolling around with these Holland America Line adventures as well, so look out for them when we come back and cruise away again. Take care.
Mind how you go.